tuned. Go check him out on Reverb Nation and stream some of his stuff. But right now, let's yak some football. Playoffs are almost here. Are you ready? Are you even primed to get in? That's really the situation right now. Where are you at in your playoff hunt?
Well, I'm actually right in the middle. I'm like either 5 and something or 6 and something, like it just running in the middle. And a couple of weeks ago, maybe 8 weeks, I changed my name to Career Day Magnet because that's what happens every time I play any team. And of course, who did I play this week? Jonathan Taylor. Thank you for those 5 touchdowns. I knew it was over. It was one of those weeks. I appreciate that because I lived up to my name. But you know what? It's okay because it's my favorite week because College Chaos was huge this weekend.
I can't wait for this.
And it's Thanksgiving week. You know what that means? We got 3 games on Thursday, 2 days away. I'm excited. I want a piece of it. But you know what? Our host, come on, baby. What do you got? How was your week? What do you got for me?
All right. So fantasy football wise, I'm over 50%. I'm in the playoff hunt over 50%. I'm not going to lie. I am mathematically eliminated in 2 leagues, and that's okay. A little pressure off me. You talk about the Career Day Magnet. That was my whole season. Kept going against the big numbers all season. I do enjoy being the best. I don't enjoy being a one-upper, but I'm going to one-up you this week. You had Jonathan Taylor. I swear you can't make this stuff up. I had to play, and I was winning going into Sunday night. And then I had to play the guy who had Justin Herbert and Eckler on the same team.
Oh, no. Okay, that was a big hit. Okay,
on the same team. 80-plus points. 80-plus points from one guy. Come on.
I want to say it's not a career day. Here's why.
Good to see you too, Aurora. Thanks for joining the show again.
Because here's why. This was only Justin Herbert's second best game of the season. I know that because I played him this time, and when he scored like 61 points. I had him twice on his top 2. So I'm done. I'm over it. Give those points to somebody else. Stop coming at me with all these high points. I'm done taking it. I feel your pain. I saw what Eckler did. That was horrible. I stopped watching. I knew I was over.
Yeah, I didn't even watch it because I wasn't holding a lot of hope. I knew Herbert Eckler was a pretty strong combination. If he had a bad game, if it just didn't go well, then I had a good chance. It did not go that way. And so I was mathematically eliminated from that league in proper fashion, strongly booted out the door. But I will play every week. I encourage you, if you're out, to play to the whistle, play to the end. Don't give any easy losses. Don't give anybody a free pass into the playoffs. I don't care if you haven't won a game. You get out there and you compete, and you earn that toilet bowl trophy this season. So before we can get into the waiver, so let's talk about the intent of where we're at right now. So we are trying to make a playoff run. A lot of people are right where you're at. They're in the middle, too many losses and they're going to get knocked out. So we still need to win some games, but we also need to set ourselves up for the playoffs. We need to play like we're going to make it when we make our picks, when we make our ads, drops, things like that. And then to make it even more difficult, your league may or may not have reached its trade deadline. So some of these people you might have been able to trade off before. A lot of you are stuck with them, or are just going to have to drop them and pass them off to someone else in strategic fashion. If your trade deadline has not hit yet, I guarantee you have some people that you can move around, but we're going to talk about that through the course of the show. So being that we're playing strategically, we need to understand not only what's going to get us a win this week, but what is going to keep getting us wins for the remainder of the regular season and into the playoffs. We need to set up our roster to play both ways. So news that we need to know, Golden Tate was signed to the practice squad in Tennessee. I'm not telling you to go out and get him. I'm telling you to watch the situation because receiving has been a little wishy-washy in Tennessee. Golden Tate could make a contribution here. They signed him for a reason, and he'll probably pop onto the scene right about playoff time. So just news to know not necessarily to react to. However, Peterson is waived. He's gone out of Tennessee. That makes Foreman your front runner. That makes him your guy. So if he is still out there, he could help your team on down the road. Allen Robinson did not practice. He probably won't play on Thursday in this game. These Thursday games are not could be really, really fun, but they're not going to have the star power that we're used to seeing because we've got a lot of guys who aren't going to be there. Allen Robinson, not going to be there. Ingram and Kamara, most likely not going to be there. Both did not practice today. CD Lamb, concussion, almost impossible to clear protocols by game time Thursday. So probably not going to be there. Those names right there are going to affect your roster, but you have to be careful what you do in response to that because you're making this playoff run. Both White and Flacco in New York are on COVID list, which means even if he wasn't healthy, Wilson is in. So that's going to affect your receivers. And we're going to talk about that when you're talking about Elijah Moore and Crowder, both who have been red hot under quarterbacks not named Wilson. Goff is likely going to be in on Thursday, even though he's got a little injury. And we already know that Dalton is going to be the starter regardless of how Fields plays out, as injuries play out. Elijah Mitchell day to day, so keep an eye on that. Not affects Thursday's game. He's got a little more time. Thought you had a tight end in Troutman. Yeah, he's gone for the fantasy season, 4 to 6 weeks. That's right through the playoffs. Gonna have to find someone else. Freiermuth, fantastic pickup if he's still out there. In New York, Carter's out, going to be 2 to 3 weeks. This is exactly what we're talking about. Carter's heating up. He's going to be gone for the rest of your regular season, and he's going to come back just in time for the playoff season. So do you want to dump him, especially with the quarterback woes in the Jets team? We'll look at the schedule and we'll talk about that. Hunt coming back this week, most likely. We'll see. They're very optimistic that he's going to be back in Cleveland, so keep an eye out on that. And in Philly, Howard is out this week, so that's going to add some values to Sanders and Scott, and we'll talk about why that value is significant. And in Jacksonville, Agnew is out, so the wide receiver woes continue in Jacksonville. Whew, that was a lot to take in on the injury report. I need a breather. Ruth, there it is.
Okay, so with all that information, we have quarterbacks, running backs that are in and out, COVID, injuries, people that are injured and coming in just because they have to play. Here's the thing. I am biased. This is one of my favorite weeks in football. I lost half my games last week. It's fine. It's okay. I've moved past it because I'm ready because this is Thanksgiving week, and I love to get something in on Thanksgiving, at least one player.
Yes, absolutely.
I wish I was in a 3-defense league so I can get like a defense in each one because, I mean, it would be a lot of fun. But, you're going to get like the Bears or something just to have some fun with it. But Andy Dalton is starting. They've already said that. Put him in your lineup. He got 26 points last week. Just come in like, yeah, I'll take care of it. Andy Dalton wants to be the starter. He wants to be the man there. It's Thanksgiving. He wants to eat the turkey leg. I don't know. I like it. I'm biased against the Thanksgiving games. I want just points galore. For all I know, it's going to be a 10-6 game. And I'm like, oh, great. Whoops, my bad. At me later. But, I'm working on that. You said earlier that Peterson is out. Okay. And you said Foreman was the guy. True. But they signed Dontrell Hillard. And you know what? He had 5 yards per carry. That's what he averaged last week. Sure, it wasn't a lot of yards, but he did average 5 yards, which was
Foreman didn't put up a lot of points either. Just because Foreman's the man doesn't mean he's someone you want. I'm not really going to touch the Jets receiving core either, but yeah. Hey, I hear you.
I'm gonna pump the brakes there as well too. But Hillard had 10 targets and caught 8 of them. Now with 5.9 a catch. So
yeah, PPR. That's 8 free points right there.
It's a 15-point game for PPR. They just signed him. They said, you know what? You were fantastic. Adrian Peterson is gone. You're in. And that speaks volumes to me. He's gotten a lot of the passing work. We don't really know what's going on over there, but Tennessee needs that. They're like you said, they're bringing in some wide receivers. So that's a running back I'm really looking forward to. I don't know if I can replace him right now in my team. I don't feel that confident. But if you're hurting where you got someone like Aaron Jones still out
No,
And
but exactly. I mean, if you're a New Orleans guy and you had Kamara and then you picked up Ingram on the handcuff and now they're both out, this is a great place to look to
yeah,
possibly grab some free points for the week.
yeah, because this is the thing. We're getting towards the end. Everybody who's anybody is probably on a team unless somebody gets hurt or dropped or replaced. And that's all you really have to pay attention to. What's out there right now will probably always be out there till someone gets injured. I like Dontrell Hillard. I mean, 10 targets is huge. That's like that's reaching McCaffrey type numbers. Like that's the where we're leaning at. I'm not saying he's
Oh,
gonna.
hey, let's talk about McCaffrey type numbers. Let's do that. So I'm gonna grab the transition right now. I'm
Yes,
just
take
gonna
it, take it, take
segue
it.
that.
Take it.
So I have to because we can't lose it. Look, because a lot of people are looking at Cam. I played Cam this week. He got me a nice 20 burger for me. Got it done for my fantasy team. I really couldn't care less how he did on the field, but he got me some points because I know he's going to run the ball a little bit. I'm telling you, he's tossing the ball exactly where he should. He's tossing it to McCaffrey. He's tossing it to DJ. So, even Roby's getting in a little bit. I like what Cam is doing from a fantasy perspective. I think he's one of those guys that could get you a win here or there during the regular season. He's not going to be the guy that's going to carry you to the championship. We know this. But if you're having a quarterback situation, if you're one of these guys that decided to throw White in because he was playing well and now you're without White and Flacco, instead of grabbing Wilson, maybe pick up Cam. If you were playing Fields in Chicago and somebody already had Dalton, hey, maybe you can still get Cam. These are the type of situation where Cam might help you out. That he's middle of the road. And actually over the next three. So when you look at strength of schedule, and you know us guys, points over stats. When you look, pay attention to the site you're looking at. Read how they organize their strength of schedule stuff. Some people organize it off wins. Some people organize it off stats. I go to the sites that organize off points. All right. Who's giving up the most points to the position? Okay. Carolina is getting the most points at quarterback over the next 3 weeks. Top five most points over the quarterback at the quarterback position for the next 3 weeks. So that's points there if you need them to get you to the playoffs. Cam is an option because he has the weapons and he's using them correctly. He's not the greatest quarterback to ever play the game, but if he can get you some fantasy points, by all means.
Yeah, well, Rob Toothman asks, is Carr going to suck it up with his dissatisfied with the team? Well, here's the thing about Carr. I'm not a huge fan. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's going to give you some stats, but his ceiling is, it's not through the roof. I would think it would be against Dallas, with a high-powered offense. Dallas is missing some players. Dallas's defense is stepping up. There's a problem there with Carr not really look what he did with his tight end, who I have, by the way, thanks Waller, who he threw to him 19,000 times week one, and he's got 19 targets since then. It's I don't know what Carr's doing. He knows where his players are. He's not using them. I don't know what's going on there. I told you I was biased against Thanksgiving games, and if that's your best quarterback option, and it looks good, I'd still put him. I think Dallas is still going to put up some points, but I mean, it's in a dome. It's out of the weather. I'm not afraid to play Derek Carr this weekend. I'm not, but I'm not a fan. I think he's going to go and give you a 40 burger. I don't know if it's even in the cards. Maybe if you get a couple of times.
I'm normally very much against Carr. You saw me nod my head. Is he going to suck it up? I think he is going to suck it up. However, if you look at the points over stats, strength of schedule, once again, Las Vegas in that top five. They're actually at number 4 for the next 3 games. The teams that they're playing are giving up the 4th best points to quarterbacks. So does Carr have a chance based on the numbers, based on the points? Absolutely he does. Who doesn't? So you guys going to have to make that call based on your options. And us not knowing what your other options are does, in fact, make a difference. But if you have been writing him, the numbers would say, and numbers being the points, that you might be able to squeeze a couple more games out of him. That said, once the playoffs hit, he is no longer in that top 5 for schedule, so you're going to have a backup plan anyway.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
No,
Um,
bring it. Bring it. Do what you
well,
got to
I
do.
was going to say with these strength of schedule things, and we'll come back with these strength of schedule numbers. And again, it's off points. Which position is going to get the most points uh, the next 3 weeks versus the playoffs? Uh, you know who is in the top five in every category? Uh, Actually, they're ranked second over the next 3 weeks. So it means you're getting the second best points is Philadelphia. Philadelphia is getting the second best points at quarterback, running back, and wide receiver over the next 3 weeks. They're also number one throughout the playoffs at quarterback and wide receiver. They're no longer there at the running back position, but Philly 1 and 2 for the entire playoffs at quarterback and wide receiver, and set points wise to do fantastic over the next three to get you to the playoffs. So if you can get Sanders or Scott on your team, the points would say that's not such a bad thing. And that of course is relevant based on the deepness of your league. But if you have those guys on your team, Sanders, Scott, or if you need somebody because you thought Peterson was going to be the guy and he's gone, or again, you're in New Orleans guy with Kamara or Ingram, and now they're both going to be out. Philly's backfield might get you more points than you thought they were going to.
I'm going to have to say pump the brakes there because Jalen Hurts going to take all the points because he's on my team. And that's why I think Jalen Hurts can rush for 17 touchdowns in that time span because I need that to tear it
I,
up. I agree with you. I think the reason why I'm stacked with the Philly players is because I saw their strength of schedule. I saw what they were doing at they have a bye week and then it's playoffs for fantasy football. And I saw this before all this started. I said, you know what? These are the players I want. I picked them up at the right times,
mm-hmm.
and hopefully it pays off. I mean, we've seen everybody like wide receivers go up against Tennessee, who's one of the worst defenses in the league for wide receivers, and their wide receivers just don't show up that week. And they Tennessee went from 32 to 30 to 28. They're getting slowly a little bit better. So you can kind of pump the brakes and say, hey, Tennessee's finally figuring it out. Or, it's still a good matchup. Like Mac Jones, I think, is playing them, just to throw it out there. It would be a good play, hopefully, because Mac Jones may be getting some mojo, even though he slowed down from his 2 weeks ago to this past week. I'm just saying, like, some people, just because it's a great matchup doesn't mean you're going to get the numbers. And I can explain another one to you. Rex Burkhead, we always go with volume. He had 18 rushes. 18 rushes. He had 40 yards. That's 2.2 yards a carry. That's not going to get it done. When we're talking about volume, we're talking consistent volume week after week. And if you get 18 carries and you get 40 yards, that's not somebody you want in your lineup. So we want those points over the stats and all this stuff, and stats over points, however you want to feel. And volume, you have to average out that best position because that's not going to get it done. And don't put Rex Burkhead on.
And that's why we say points over stats, because those, the volume equals a potential, but they have to live up to that potential. So get the points. Volume counts in receptions, especially at the running back position, because we're a PPR league. Those are free points. All right. If you're in a standard league, that does nothing for you. So points over stats. Take the points instead of trying to play the stats. Running back, you brought it up, and we've been talking about New Orleans. We talked about some possible fill-ins there from other spots, but of course you can also look at New Orleans because now Tony Jones is going to be the guy. There's nobody to compete with him other than maybe Taysom Hill. So he could be another great pickup going into the Thursday game, Thanksgiving weekend. You love to see like the Thursday games in the first place. Number two, it's Thanksgiving weekend. What better opportunity to show out for your family and friends to be the number one back in New Orleans on Thanksgiving Day. I got to tell you, I really like the potential of Tony Jones to put some points on your roster if you're missing Kamara or Ingram or something like that for this week.
Tony Jones, something I didn't even see. You know why? Because I need Kamara to come back. I need him to come back.
Oh,
game.
I'm with you. I need him too. But again, no practice today for him or Ingram. And when
All
you
that.
get when you get a do not practice 2 days before the game, you're probably not coming back. So look for Tony Jones to possibly light things up on Thursday. We talked about Sanders and Scott in Philly. Safe plays. The numbers are there. The data is there to support the plays. So don't be afraid to grab those guys. And that's does the same for, of course, Hurts and also for Devontae Smith. Tony
I wrote
Jones,
it
he
down.
says.
I'm writing
For
it down because I do have Kamara and I need some help.
Tony Jones might be the guy. I'm going to have to look at that myself for the leagues I'm not playing you in because I don't have the fab money that you probably have. Wide receivers, I mean, man, what do you do with wide receivers? And so let me break this down. So wide receivers over the next three, the teams set up to get the most points at the wide receiver before carrying to the playoffs is Houston, Philly, Jets, Jags, and Green Bay. The problem with that is that Houston is set up, they're playing teams that give up the most points, except they're Houston. But Tyrod is back. If you have Cooks, that's great. Other than that, I don't know that that is going to benefit you. Philadelphia, we can work with that. We can work with Philly's schedule. The Jets, I could work with it until Wilson came back. Now that Wilson came back, I don't know where the points are going to go. Elijah Moore looking fantastic when not playing for guys named Wilson. Crowder looking fantastic when not playing for guys named Wilson. So I don't know how that's going to pan out. Jacksonville, we know they're a wide receiver dumpster fire. So do you really want to play that just because they're set up against teams that give up most points? Now, Green Bay, of course, if you've got Green Bay receivers, and a lot of people looking at Valdez-Scantling, healthy Scantling is a great Scantling. Normally, I would say temper your expectations, but set up to get against teams that give up the most points to wide receiver. Okay, maybe if you need a wide receiver, that could be somewhere you go for the next three to help get you to the playoffs if you've got someone that's just not getting it done. Ayuk, Rob brings up Ayuk. Absolutely, Ayuk. Get him, grab him, smash that button. You definitely want Ayuk on your squad right now. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks, Ayuk, for also putting up points against me. I do appreciate that. Do you have a career day or a career part of your season? I do appreciate it. You can go ahead and stop that, but I think Ayuk's a great pickup.
Is Samuels going to get a running back designation? I don't know. He should. But anyway, go ahead. You're on wide receivers. Go ahead.
No, I when it comes to wide receivers, it's hit and miss. Like there's people on your team, and then there's people on your bench that are going to be good fits. But when it comes to the pickups at wide receiver, I'm looking and I'm like, are there really something there that I'm like, they are going to go all out and win this for me? You know, like a Robbie Anderson is going to come in there and take over. It worked for me one time in a championship playoff game, and he showed up. I was like, I need somebody because I'm playing someone like Buffalo who's going to destroy running back wide receivers or something, whatever the case may be.
And who are you guys wondering about? Let us know. So we answer questions live. Throw it up there. We'll answer. If you guys are watching, throw a question up. We'll hit you up. I'm sorry.
I mean, I need something. There's, you know what? And I think the worst part is Darnell Mooney is still available in so many leagues, and he got 20.
Love it. Why is he there? Like, get him. Ray Rob's gone. Like, there's no one else to throw the ball to. He can handle the coverage. Trust me. He'll be fine.
And now he's injured. And what does it say? Foot. Okay, so he may or may not be available. We don't know. We'll stay updated on that.
He's someone you got to watch. He's not an automatic ad. I think Ayuk is more of an automatic ad. I don't know that Mooney is. A lot of people I've heard Sutton a lot today. Denver set up to play the hardest, the least amount of teams given to wide receivers over the next 3 weeks, and actually over the next 6. They are set up to get the least amount of points based on the teams that they play. Indianapolis is set up that way. Washington is set up that way. And the reason this is more significant is when you talk about Denver, they have Bridgewater at quarterback. So they don't have, a Rodgers or a Wilson, not current Wilson, but Wilson from past, or a Murray or something like that, Brady, to overcome the projections, to overcome the stat sheet. Washington's got Heineke, who's playing fantastic, but his schedule is not fantastic over the next few weeks, over the next 6, honestly. And nor is Denver's, nor is Wentz's. Wentz is, again, been playing fantastic. We were a big advocate. We said, go get him. I went and got him. He definitely got me some wins. He's sitting my bench. He's got a real tough schedule coming up. And let's be honest, Taylor's about the only goal you really need anyway, because something's wrong with that dude. And he's this year's Henry at this point because Henry isn't here. Someone has filled the slot.
Yeah, that actually really hurt. And you know what? I did end up playing Carson Wentz this past week, and I spent, no joke, probably an hour to 2 hours over the course of several days looking at quarterbacks of the best scenarios. I almost dropped Wentz because I knew that Buffalo was going to shut him down. I didn't know that Jonathan Taylor was going to have a career day.
Fly off the handle. But yeah, Wentz only had 11 points in a 43-point win, something like that.
This is all I need. Wentz. Just throw it to Jonathan Taylor and just keep up those 4 touchdowns passing. Yeah. It'd have been fine.
Wentz could have had 50 points this week,
Somebody was jumping over, the 6'7" dudes in the middle, and I'm like, thanks, Jonathan. And I was texting. I was like, well, that's 3, and he was like, oh, that's 4, and he's like, haha, 5. I'm like, oh, for crying out loud, are you kidding me? So it's gonna happen, but you know what? That doesn't happen every week unless.
No, it doesn't.
But it's gonna happen. Typical. And it's fun and it's exciting. But Rob asked, what about Landry going to make a comeback? Listen, Landry has a knee injury that he's been nursing and trying to get through and trying to push through those games and nursing during the week. They got a great matchup, I think, with a high scoring potential, but
the thing is in Cleveland is Mayfield dependent. So whatever Mayfield and Chubb. All right. So if Chubb's on, if Chubb is on, then Cleveland has a chance, but your receivers don't. And so in order for your receivers to have a chance, Mayfield has to be on. And honestly, he's so bruised. He said it himself, this is the most banged up he's ever been in his entire life. And that doesn't bode well for your receivers because he's struggling back there, man.
He's making too
many nice runs.
You know what? I was like, if you're going to be banged up in the NFL, you might as well make a commercial because you can't walk around and do much. But I think with Mayfield being so injured, it's going to be the Chubb show. It's just the way it is.
And now Hunt's coming back. That's even better. That gives, Mayfield's that dump off opportunity. I don't have to try and hug it down the field with my sore ass shoulder and hips and knees and back and all that. Chubb and Hunt are all I need, and now the Cleveland can look good again. But
defense and run show when it comes to Cleveland, and it's been that way for quite some time. And I'm going to stand by it. I'm as good as the matchup it is, and Jarvis Landry will probably be ready to go. I'm going to lean on the Cleveland defense and run show and just leave it at that.
Yeah. Over the next 3 at the quarterback position, set up playing teams that give up the most points. Again, points over stats. That's how we do here. Dallas, Philly, Jets, Oakland, and Carolina. So what that means is that Dak Prescott is set up to finally do what he's supposed to do and put up some major points. Now, of course, he's without CeeDee Lamb. Hopefully Cooper is healthy coming back, though. He's got Gallup now. He's got Wilson. Zeke's knee is tender. We don't know what. He did not look good when he tried to keep playing on it, but, on a short rest, you don't know what it's going to be, except you do know it's going to be splits between him and Pollard. But
I was going to say,
that helped Prescott. Yeah. Maybe. The thing that I don't like about the Zeke and Pollard thing, it is again, Prescott is playing the teams that give up the most points to quarterbacks. So if I'm playing teams that give up the most points to quarterbacks, that tells me that my running backs are taking a smaller role. And when you have the receiving core, the plug and play receiving core that Prescott has at Prescott's skill level, I mean, they're number one. They're ranked one for playing teams against points. So I believe Prescott can live up to that hype. Whereas, and I think Hurts will do better. I don't think he'll finish second, um, even though they're set up as the second easiest, second point giving schedule. I don't know even how you say that. But the Jets are third. Do I think Wilson is going to play to that potential? Absolutely not. I don't think he will. Oakland is set at fourth. I don't think Carr is going to play to that potential. I think the Las Vegas organization has just got too much crap going on right now. And then Carolina is set at fifth. I don't think Carolina is going to set at fifth. I think it will help Cam do better. That the schedule that he has coming up over the next three, but I don't think he's going to be in the top five. I just think he can get you some points. So Prescott and Hurts, I think, benefit from this strength of schedule. I'm not sure about the other guys.
Yeah, I do like Prescott. I do like Hurts. I mean, I even like Cam a little bit. I just feel like, he got tackled at the end of the game, and he just, I mean, come on, cut him a little bit of a break. I mean, how many games has he played this year? Okay,
Yeah,
factor that in.
like I
he's
said,
not.
he's getting you the points. He's not getting Carolina the wins. I'm telling you that right now. And
You know what? I'll take garbage time points any day of the week, like any day.
So will Simeon. Trevor Simeon will take garbage points all day because it made him look like a goddamn superstar. That said, don't go get Simeon. Please don't do that to yourself.
I'm gonna do it right now. Where's he at?
Yeah, exactly. Don't do that.
I got nobody else. I got no other players. I can't because I got to go get Tony Jones apparently.
Apparently, in the playoffs, however, the things switch. So we talk about Dallas, Philly, Jets, Las Vegas, and Carolina giving up the most points at the quarterback position over the next 3 weeks. Once we hit the playoffs, Philly still has a nice schedule. Dallas still has top five schedule, but then San Francisco, Pittsburgh, and Miami enter the picture. So for your playoff run, you're looking at Garoppolo, you're looking at Roethlisberger, you're looking at Tua. I kind of like the Tua pick. I'm not sure about the Roethlisberger pick, but I would still maybe depend on what my options were. But likely, if you made the playoffs, you probably are set up at a decent option. Like your roster is probably decent enough to get you through the playoffs. But I don't know.
Yeah, I do. Okay, Roethlisberger hasn't really been himself at all this year, and he finally showed up recently. But I'm still skeptical of what he has to offer. Is he really going to just throw one touchdown a game, maybe two? No. What you need is 3 or 4 with 250 to 350 yards. That's what you're kind of aiming for, because a little 15, 20 burger is not going to do it for you out of your quarterback.
Not in the playoffs.
Wide receiver one. So although Ben has a great matchups coming up, or favorable, I should say, I mean, between him and Jalen Hurts, who are you going to play? I'm playing Jalen Hurts, especially when he sniped 3 rushing touchdowns this past week. So that's beneficial when who is on your team and what their matchups are. And right now, I'm going to kind of stick with Hurts because he's been pretty solid every week.
Yeah, and again, the schedule lines up very nicely for Hurts, the points wise. So I mean, if you're lucky enough to have Hurts right now, you probably ride him right to the championship game. You got a good shot with that. Who are we leaving out that we can look at this week? I mean, again, the injuries are plentiful, but the replacements are a little thin.
I do not have anything really left.
Who do you guys have left? Who have we not touched on? Who do you guys think is still out there that we haven't picked up on yet to grab, or even at least if you're wondering if it's a good idea or not?
Devonta Freeman. Okay, I saw something.
You're going to hear his name. Yeah, you're going to hear his name.
I don't know his schedule because I didn't do enough homework. Sorry, fans of the show, but he is playing Cleveland. Okay, got it. He scored 20 points last week, 16 carries, 6 catches. I mean, that's a solid number. That's kind of what you want from a running back, although it is Baltimore, and it's going to be on Thanksgiving? No. No, they play Sunday night. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to
But they have that night game, right? They have that night game.
Yeah, so I mean, it looks like Devonta Freeman is the guy for Baltimore as of right now, because I know they released.
He's definitely the guy. 12th best schedule over the next few weeks. Let's see here. Going into the playoffs, just allow me to pull this up so I can give you guys good information. Baltimore set up on a tough, very, very tough schedule. Fifth worst. The teams they're playing are giving up fifth worst to at the running back position. So when you're talking about Freeman also splitting points, splitting carries there with Jackson, just again, be careful with for what you're hoping for there. The teams that they're playing don't give up a lot of points. That doesn't mean they won't give up a lot of points to Freeman and Baltimore. I'm just saying that they're to this point this season, the teams they're playing are not giving up a lot of points.
Yeah, and I mean, I only because I saw that on TV about 2.5, 3 hours ago, whatever it was, and I wasn't paying attention to it because I said 10 weeks ago, Baltimore backfield, I don't know what's going on with it. It's kind of like the New England backfield.
And they're trying to clean it up.
Yeah, they're trying to clean it up, but they're
They
running
dropped
out of players, and he seems like the guy. Finally, they got the guy. I don't know.
Yeah, he's definitely the guy. It's just what's he going to do with it? We talked about just because you're the starter doesn't mean you're necessarily going to do anything with it. So,
the banged up quarterback, wide receiver core of Cleveland, it might be an all run game, Baltimore, Cleveland. So, by all means, if that's something that you're hurting for, and you're out in Aaron Jones, and you just lost AP, and just something along those lines, it's worth a pickup if he's even still out there.
Yeah. Another two players to watch: AJ Brown and Thomas, tight end in Washington. Logan Thomas, AJ Brown still getting evaluated. Keep an eye on that this week to see how he practices, see how those X-rays come out. So far negative. And then Logan Thomas set to practice this week. Will he come back for Washington? Yet to be seen. So keep an eye on those guys as well.
Yeah.
Kickers, Rob. Yeah, no. Did you just say kickers? We're going to ignore that. I'm sure it was a typo. So we're just going to pretend that wasn't up there. And
start them.
Yeah, start them. Find one. And if you can't find one, that's all right. Don't start one. It's fine. It's not really going to make a big deal.
I got nothing else because you know what?
I want to ban you from the show. I'm sorry. What did you say?
It's getting deep in the college chaos. I'm ready.
Deep into the college chaos. And the college chaos with Roop, there it is. Every single Tuesday. We do not forget about your college football, guys, because without college, there is no NFL. We get deep into the ball around here. And college is part of that. And college is crazy, which we love right now. This is the time of year. This is it. So the last 2 weeks, this week is rivalry week. Oh, maybe it's my favorite week of the college season. Of course, you all know I am the Ohio State Buckeyes fan, so you know this is the game that we look forward to, and thus appropriately titled the game that so many people look forward to all season, not just Ohio State fans. 12 noon on Saturday. I don't even have to look up what the game is because I already know it's at 12 noon. It's 12 noon every Saturday. It's right after Thanksgiving. Oh, it can't come at a better time. I love it. I'm ready.
This is the best week, not only just for fantasy football, NFL football, college football. This is the week. We got the Iron Bowl. We got, the head-to-head matchups that everybody loves to see. Ohio State, Michigan, Oklahoma State. Anything that you love, cheer for your team because this is the week where it's all or nothing. And listen, last week I chose a team that I wanted to lose and they didn't, of course. But it was 2 out of 3 with our college chaos upsets. And
you were fantastic. You called Clemson over Wake Forest. You called Utah over Oregon, which I thought was a reach. I didn't jump on board, and I should have. And you called SMU over Cincinnati, but that did not happen. I wish it would. But I mean, 2 out of 3. Golly, I'll take that. I'll take that any day.
SMU didn't show up, and I get it. Maybe Cincinnati's good. I don't know. But you know the worst? It wasn't even that. I'll let that slide. Utah destroyed number 3 Oregon. Destroyed.
Like,
And like it was bad.
what happened? You are where are you ranked again? Like, come on,
Yeah,
Oregon.
that wasn't a home run. That was a grand slam.
That
And
was
you know what?
embarrassing, is what that
Yeah,
was.
congratulations to Utah. They don't get a lot of love, but you know what? They showed up under the lights.
The Utes.
The Utes, baby. I'm all for it. I was riding that wagon the whole time, and thank you for getting that W. You make college chaos happen. Now,
Hey, both of them, both the two Utes, they showed up and they got it done. Against Oregon. It's fantastic.
it's done.
That's
But guess
that's what
what?
we're talking about when we talk about college chaos. I mean, those are the games that you want to see. As much as you expect other things, those are the games that you want to see.
Yes, yes, absolutely. The best part is I got some upsets from SEC, Big Ten, Pac-12, Big 12. Upsets everywhere. The top 10 is getting crazy. Are you ready?
Are we talking? Are you talking about this week, boss?
This week, listen, I'm gonna stay away from the
Oh.
ACC because it doesn't. It's not gonna look good. I think they have a couple teams ranked, and it's just like I'm
And
trying to
that's
draft
something.
wins,
You know
not
what,
just
though? That's something that you can count on, and that's what makes this week so great. I mean, we have seen unranked beat number one. We have seen unranked beat number two. We have seen guys in the top 10. We have seen just there's nothing we have not seen during rivalry. We have seen missed field goals go back for upset touchdowns. One of the greatest plays in college football history. I'm here to tell you. It happens. It happens every year. What are we going to see this week? There it is.
You know what? I didn't put it on my list, but if there's anything that I've learned from this year, you don't want to be ranked 3. And I'm sorry, Alabama. I'm not saying you're going to lose in the Iron Bowl to Auburn. It's not even on my list. But I'm saying don't fall asleep because that whoever's 3, Michigan State, Iowa, both got stomped and out, and they're 2 losses now. They're gone. So don't mess up yet because you still have some chances to actually still make it. So I'm going to start with the SEC.
Let's do it.
Michigan State over Ole Miss. What do you think?
I love it. I was looking at it myself.
Okay,
I think,
I
like you
almost
said,
want you
when
to
you talk
tell me.
about games that could happen, like realistically, like I'm not even making a huge reach here.
Right.
This is one of those games where you could definitely see this happening.
Yeah, I'm actually all for it. Mississippi State has looked really good.
And State's at home, so that I mean
Yeah,
that you know,
that makes a difference with the damn cowbell noise making Ole Miss. I mean, the coach is probably going to throw his headphones again, answer one
yeah,
question. I love it. I love it. I want it. I want that anger. Because if you're not angry in that locker room, coming out there and on fire, don't walk out of that locker room asleep because you are going to get beat. So I know Ole Miss got 2 losses. I'm leaning towards they're going to get a third, and I hope you're on
nice.
board with the SEC loss.
I love it. I'm on board with this one. I'm putting the check mark there. I'm backing you up on this one because I think it could happen.
I'm going to the Big Ten next. This is a
Now, see,
huge.
I have a pick. I have a Big Ten pick as well, and I'm pretty sure you're about to pick the same one that I am because I know what you're not picking. And so, based on that, I
maybe
think I know where
I
you're going.
fooled you. Maybe I fooled you. So
No, no,
listen,
it's not
Michigan.
even because of previous conversations. It's because you'd be banned from the show for no, you would.
Yeah, all of a sudden I disappear from the screen and I'm no longer.
All right, we seem to have lost Troop. There it is for the remainder of the
All we
year.
have this
I don't
week.
know what happened.
Okay, listen. This is a top 25 team. They're just not ranked. It's Nebraska over Iowa. It's going to happen. Nebraska is at home. I don't care if they're away. I don't care if they're in a neutral site. It doesn't. Nebraska is going to win this game because they have been so close all season long.
So close.
They're
They
pissed.
deserve this win.
They
They
deserve
deserve.
this one. They need this one. And
They
I'm
got
going to say I'm going to
screwed
give it.
last week. They've been screwed so
They've
many
been screwed
times.
every week. Like it's whole like every top 10 team they play, top 15, top 20, they lose by like 3 or 6 or 7 points. They are right there.
Excuse me.
They're the best top 25 team that's not ranked. And I'm saying they should be ranked. I don't care if they won 3 games. I'm not worried about it. I'm all in on Nebraska this week.
Nebraska's at home. They've been getting screwed. They've been getting manhandled. They've been getting just given the finger all season. It's time for them to take Iowa by the Hawkeyes and just freaking rip them off. It's. I agree with you. This is Nebraska's week. I'm totally on board with this pick.
Wonderful. Somebody else is going to drop in the top 25. And you know who's been a spoiler maker in the Pac-12? It's Stanford. And Stanford's going
to have, right?
Notre Dame. Because Notre Dame is going to come into Stanford and like, yeah, we got this. We're a good team. We're 6th. We're right outside. All we need is this win, and we're in. But here's the thing. They're sitting at 6th. They're not getting in the playoffs unless 4 teams win or lose in front of them, excuse me. So I'm saying Notre Dame, this is your last stand. I mean, 6.
Notre Dame's got a lot to play for. They've got a lot of pressure on their shoulders, and you can easily see them buckling on the road to, you know, I mean, it's happened a couple times this season with a mediocre team. That Stanford is not a 3-8 Nebraska team. They're not fantastic, but Notre Dame goes on the road. They go back west, and they've got all that pressure on their shoulders. You can see this one happening as well.
Yeah, I really want Stanford to take this one down. Just because all the talk of bringing in Notre Dame if someone in front of them loses without the championship. I think the championship is important. It is a 8 p.m., depending on where you're at. I think that's right. But Stanford's at home. Stanford has, what did they beat? Oregon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Check this out. They lost to UCLA. They beat Oregon. They lost. Really? You're going to go for 7 losses in a row? Let's go, Stanford. Step up to the plate. Just win the important ones. That's all that matters. Finish your season right. Knock off Notre Dame. And at least it's a win for the team.
I've got one more, and I can't believe I'm going to do this.
Oh, okay. You go first.
I've got one more. I don't want to end on a low note because you can tell how not excited I am about this pick.
Oh, okay.
But because of where I live, and look, I've seen them play. These guys are playing with a lot of heart. They're playing with a lot of hope and a lot of belief that they can win. They're playing at home. They've been embarrassed for I don't know how many years in a row it's been now. They're on a Michigan streak right now. I am going to take South Carolina at home over, for some reason, currently ranked Clemson, 8-3. Clemson has pulled it together. They're playing well, but this South Carolina team, they believe. They are playing fantastic, and I think if there's a year out of the last few that they could get this done, it's a reach. But I'm going to pull. I'm going to pull out South Carolina, those Gamecocks, finally over the Clemson Tigers. And I'm probably like 60-40 on this, but I'm going to call it. I'm going to put it out for the people at home, which honestly I could call either one, and it would be for the people at home. But I'm going to take South Carolina over Clemson.
South Carolina, Clemson. Okay.
I see the games, and this is why, because I know you don't see the games, so you don't see how they're playing, but they're playing with so much hope and drive, and the way they just drug Florida up and down the field. The game they played last week, they are playing ball. Auburn, I think, was who they played last week, and it's just they believe that they can win these games, and there's nothing more dangerous than hope.
I'm really surprised that you picked South Carolina instead of
So am I. Let me tell you, because I am not a fan.
Not going to beat Cincinnati. I mean, it's the East. It's the East Carolina, not the South. It's fine. It's in the same neighborhood.
But go ahead.
I'm not okay. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it this week. I'm going to put it on tape this time instead of just talking to our wonderful host, for 5 minutes before the show and say, who I'm picking next week that's going down. Next week, I'm picking Houston over Cincinnati. I'm going to say it right now. So it's in writing. It's on the show. It's in video. Whatever you want to put it.
You're gonna let Cincinnati have this week.
Cincinnati, no. I think they could just like one of those like a 2-win East Carolina team takes down Cincinnati. Like what has the committee been doing this time? That's what I really want. Just like this committee, like what did they just do? It would be funny to me, but I think Cincinnati's going to take it. I think they're going to lose next in the championship week against Houston. So Cincinnati's going to get that W. I believe it. I've gone against them 2 or 3 times. I'm going to pump the brakes. So I have one extra question before I get to my last pick. You don't think Georgia Tech's they're going to beat their rival, the Georgia? The Georgia, the number one, the beast of the East or South or West or wherever they're from? Because I'm saying their schedule's a little soft now that I'm looking at it, digging a little deeper. Can Georgia Tech beat Georgia and ruin the committee, the college playoffs, the chaos, everything? Can it happen?
I'm just gonna pretend that we have a bad connection right now, and that you do, because I don't want you to feel bad. I want you to watch this later, and did I really say that? Rob, I got you down. It's right here. Rob has Syracuse has the Q's over Pitt. I'm writing it down. You're such a great fan of the show. It is there. Boom. Rob, Syracuse over Pitt. I think. What do you think about that one, Root?
Okay. I thought Pitt was going to win, and Syracuse at home for like once, maybe twice a year, they give some scares out or actually pull off a win. And when you're playing in that dome in Syracuse, I don't know. Really, Pittsburgh 18 or whatever they are, I don't even know. Are they really going to be that team that's just going to lose it right at the end? Pittsburgh's been playing pretty hot. I'm going to have to say no. I think Pittsburgh's going to take this one. I'm not even going to check Syracuse's stats or who's playing or who's injured on Pitt. Doesn't matter.
I've got your back. Ohio State fan. We know Ohio State's going to win this game. Pitt's not going to lose. But I have your back at Ohio State. I got you, Rob. You and me, we are there. Yeah, I don't think Pittsburgh.
First of all, Rob is a Browns fan, and he's not a Pitt fan. So,
I don't see it either. But Rob, you know what? If you hit it, you're going to be 100% on the entire season. No one else here can say that.
Put the money on that, Rob. Shoot me a text. We'll get this thing started. Mouth is their champ. But anyway, I got my last one.
All right, last one. Here we go. I'm sorry.
Last one of the night. I haven't chose them all season because it hasn't been a chance for an upset. But here we go. Bedlam, Oklahoma against Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma is going to take it because they have to, because I can't talk trash otherwise. But we've had Oklahoma State's number the last several years. Oklahoma State has a fantastic defense. If Oklahoma State wins out, I think they jump Cincinnati and get into the playoffs. However, we're going to be the spoiler makers this weekend, and so I hope, let's cross our fingers, Oklahoma over Oklahoma State is my final upset of the week.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you. I think, especially because this is a rival game, this is a push at worst. This could go either way. This is another one of those great rivalries. You always get a game between these two teams, and it doesn't matter who's been playing better, who's been playing worse. If you were ranked number one, you would be scared walking into this game about losing that ranking, because these two teams, they hate each other and they play each other tough. It's gonna be, there's a reason it's called Bedlam, and it looks like it every single year. I will definitely be watching this game as well, even though I have no skin in it. Well, I do, because I want Oklahoma to win for you. So I do have skin in it. Are you going to get to go to this game? Do you get allowed into the big rivalry like this?
I would love to go to the game, but to be honest, I got to watch College Game Day at 8 o'clock. I got to watch Michigan against Ohio State. Then I got to watch the Iron Bowl against Alabama and Auburn. And then I got to watch this game. And then I got to flip back and forth between some of these other ones. I may not move from my chair on Saturday. Zero working out, just food, drink, water, football, nothing. I might even shoot a few texts because I'm either laughing or crying. I don't know,
Yeah.
but this is what college chaos is all about. I might even check a lineup or two to make sure that I got the right guys in for Sunday. But Saturday is all about the college chaos. I'm so fired up. It's one of my favorite weekends ever, and I am so excited for it.
Yeah, don't be look, save your phone for Saturday. Don't be the guy at Thanksgiving dinner sitting there checking your fantasy scores and stuff. Get your waiver wire picks today. Get your roster set up for Wednesday. Have a great time watching football on Thursday. Have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your family, your friends, your loved ones. And of course, enjoy the football. Don't enjoy the cell phones. Let's put those away for Thanksgiving and let's just be thankful. Uh, giving thanks for football and all the wonder that it is in preparation for Saturday. Saturday, you don't have to look at anybody except the TV and the phone. That's okay. You can make up for it. Sunday, set your lineups and you'll be good to go. Hey, everybody, we thank you so much again for joining us for this show. Rob and Roar, we always thank you every week for being here. Look, you're going to get played out by a sick track from Rob Machado. Go to ReverbNation.com. Check out all his tracks, stream them, buy them, and just play them at super high volumes for all your neighbors to bump to. It's been another great week. Group, there it is. You got anything to leave us with on the way out?
Yes, absolutely. I want everybody to have a happy and fun, safe Thanksgiving. Drink responsibly, talk a little bit of trash, have fun with family. Don't be fighting at the dinner table. Save that for another time. This is the great weekend to have some fun. Listen, enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Get fat. It's okay. Gain a few extra pounds. Don't get on the scale this weekend. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. Listen, I'm going to be in like 2 or 3 food comas this weekend, and I'm okay with that. And I'll judge myself after next week. Don't judge it this week. Let's party. Let's have some fun. Talk trash. Play some football. Watch some football, and do nothing. And spend time with your families and be safe. That's all.
Let's have these big get-togethers and enjoy everything that we couldn't celebrate last year. Now that we're getting around that COVID turn, enjoy your day, enjoy football. Come on back and yak some more with us. Hit us up all week on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Find Roop _there_8_8 is. It's right there on the screen at Mr. Football Today. Hit him up on Twitter. We love yakking football with you guys. We'll see you guys next week. We'll talk to you guys all week. Have a great holiday. College chaos in full effect. Go Sooners, Boomer Sooner, and go Buckeyes. We'll see you guys next week. IO. Have a good one, guys.